Me today as health promotion at the University of Oklahoma goes online. I'm really loving my new setup here. I've got a bunch of lamps. I have to do my own lighting. I'm not a broadcaster, journalism, or film anything major, so this was pretty interesting for me. So, like I said, this is online. Everything's online. We're all going towards new and big changes. So this is just the one that I had to deal with. So we're going to talk about today something that's on everybody's mind, which is coronavirus. And we're going to go a little bit deeper and talk about just different ways that people have been coping with coronavirus and how they can better cope and better take care of their health during this time. What I'm going to start with today is kind of a video that I made depicting this whole situation and where everyone's mindset has been. Give it a look.
Ma'am. Yes?
I've been noticing that everybody's buying so much toilet paper and paper towel as you are. Can you tell me about why everyone's getting so much stuff out of Walmart?
I need to buy all the things I can while I can. Who knows how long we'll be stuck in quarantine. And by the way, this is all mine, so if you'll excuse me.
I may have made that with my sibling in my car. In my backyard. But I think it kind of sums up what everyone's kind of going through this time. We don't know what's going on. Everyone's really panicked. And with all this panic and stress and just unknown in the air, it can be really hard to cope with. And a lot of people are finding different ways in coping with all these changes that are going on. What I wanted to show with this is that everybody is kind of going through the exact same thing, and you are not alone. So as a college student, I found that I have a lot more free time now than I used to, and I think I speak for a lot of college students when I say that. So during this free time, I've been trying to figure out things to do, kind of make my day a little bit less boring. And one of the things that I found is, I like to read. I've been working on vocal exercises, and I've been spending around 6 hours average on Twitter every single day. During my long endeavors on Twitter, I found a kind of pattern in what I saw and how people were coping. And I'm going to read some of these tweets out loud to you. The first one I found says, "It's starting to seem like a holiday since all anyone does is drink to pass the time." And says, "There's rum in my coffee because normal alcohol rules don't apply during coronacation." I'm going to read today says, "I have had a minimum of 3 drinks every single day. This coronavirus plus vacation, has turned me into more of an alcoholic." Alcohol is a big part of college life. It's no surprise to see students who are spending more and more time at home take to alcohol as a way to help make this transition a lot easier. But it is a proven fact that alcohol has a lot of adverse side effects if taken not in moderation. So if you're using alcohol to kind of cope with the situation, maybe you live in a house and your roommates all are from out of state and all went back out of state and haven't come back, and maybe you drink a little too much one night and you get alcohol poisoning, there's no one really there to help you out and to get you to a hospital when you need it. And there's also just the known fact that alcohol has a lot of side effects and just consequences that are really dangerous to people who don't know what they're putting in their body or how much they're putting in their body, or frankly who sometimes don't care about what they're putting in their body. There's always a lot of other side effects and consequences of alcohol other than just alcohol poisoning, and some of these might not even come from binge drinking. Notice that a lot of grocery stores have been closing or limiting their hours, so maybe you're drunk and you accidentally scratch yourself really hard, but you don't have any rubbing alcohol at home and you can't go get anything for your wound because drugstores have been closed and grocery stores have been closed. And on the topic of alcohol-related injuries, especially during this time when hospitals are needed to be focusing a lot more on people with coronavirus-like symptoms, if people increasingly start getting more alcohol-like injuries, having to go to the hospitals, that's less beds for people who could be spreading coronavirus and who would be needing those to stop the spread. There's the whole thing with mental health and just with the mental side effects that come with drinking alcohol over a long period of time. Many people know that it's a proven fact that alcohol causes your brain to think less clearly. And in this time when we're all working from home, when we're all schooling from home, doing some really easy things at either of those places could be a lot harder if you've been influenced by alcohol for a longer period of time. And the grand scheme of things is we don't know how long this will last. We can guess, But things might change. This situation is ever changing. So, taking to drinking every single day could cause things like slower reaction times, blurry vision, and those are just two of the side effects that could happen. There are a lot more. And in these side effects happening, it becomes a lot harder to do a simple homework problem or maybe even like make an Excel spreadsheet than it would before. And with alcohol and having long term effects such as like cirrhosis, blood clots, anemia, potential pancreatitis, and cancer such as breast, head and neck cancer, and liver cancer, like these are some things that cause people to be more immunocompromised towards coronavirus. So, drinking more alcohol could increase these symptoms and cause you to actually be more susceptible to coronavirus, along with the fact that alcohol is it's proven that it weakens your immune system, making people more liable for things such as pneumonia. And if you know anything about coronavirus, you know that there are a lot of similar symptoms to pneumonia, and that people who are showing pneumonia like symptoms should immediately go to the hospital and get checked for coronavirus. So I'll end with this. If you do choose to drink, make sure you do it responsibly, and make sure you know the side effects of what you're putting in your body, because your actions have consequences not just for you, but for people around you as well. Because exceeding your limits could lead to a lot worse things than having to stay at home for a few weeks. So, social distance yourself, drink lots of water, watch what you're putting in your body, and wash your hands. And I will see you all next time.